is our, I think, third lesson. Already the second lesson I have uploaded on our Microsoft team. As we have discussed, we are going to upload the things, upload our lectures, every lectures, respective subject on our team. So you will get the all recordings of the particular lectures. So now today I'll start with the motivation of research. Basically, why we are going to do the research, that is very important. Already we have seen what is mean by the research, why research is necessary, why it is, how to find out this research. Now main parameter in the research is what should be the motivation, because there should be the motivation. As we know, where there is a motivation, then and then we are able to perform the action, or else it's not our duty, rather we can neglect the things that we are considering ho jayega. Understood? So instead of that, we should have the duty is, we'll have to complete the task within a particular span of time, and will get some kind of the reward. Reward is nothing but it is not like a cash money, the post. No. So in case of the motivation of the research, we'll have to get the confidence. That is one kind of the reward we can get from the organization. Some kind of the innovation you have put in front of the people, in front of the country, so that will be the remark, or we can say that will be the stand mark for rest of the researcher. They can refer with your name. So this kind of the proud feeling also there in case of the motivation of the research. So here are the few points I have mentioned in the motivation that I had just explained. Desire to get a research degree along with its consequential benefits. So many of the students, as like you or those who are doing the masters, they are basically performing this master program. They want some kind of the increment in their field. They want to do some innovation, some patent on their name in their organization. So such kind of the activities they need to perform through research, and of course they will get the benefit also through which directly. Second, some kind of the desire to face challenges in solving unsolved problem, and that is the concern over the practical problem, initiate the research. So there might be chances that in industry lot many things are there which are not at all resolved, and same thing will have to perform those. We know it, the kind of the error is acting over there, and we are not finding the solution because of our regular routine or busy life. But researcher can find out that solution, and if that solution get resolved, then definitely it will help for the organization as well as you, because you are the person that focus on that particular problem and spend the time for finding the details regarding this and achieve the success. So this we also called as a motivation of the research in case of the research field. Next, desire to get intellectual joy of doing some creative work. This is a kind of a best reward from the research. So this is the one kind of the motivation. Very genuine persons are using this kind of the motivation, this statement, that intellectual joy, that is very important, because no increment and all that in that case, or no getting more post through this kind of the expectation that researcher have. He just want to intellectual joy. So that's why you can see the many more the chancellors, vice chancellors have published research papers, published their research paper more than 200 publications. So you might have aware about the research publication, and or in upcoming future in second year also you need to publish a research paper. In that case you realize what kind of the efforts are required for publishing single research paper. Now these kind of the vice chancellor, researcher, they are doing, or scientists, they are doing the research, thousands of the paper, research paper they have studied, and through which they have published 250 more than 200 papers. So that is a huge task. So they have spent all the life in the research. So such kind of the, what we can say, the satisfaction they get by doing the research. Then desire to be service to the society. So some people are more interested to do the social activity. So it is not like that the social activity can be performed only by going on road, creating some noise and all that. It is not like that. So researcher also performing the duty in a such in a case of the societal point of view. As we can see, the researcher in olden days in 1950, there is a challenging part that electricity in every home. That was challenging part. Nowadays, now we can get easily access of electricity. Why? We know it. What kind of the mechanism should have to follow to get the electricity, how I can use the water for the considering converting the electricity, and so on. So this is a kind of the service of the society. So everyone get the benefit very easily through that research. So this is a kind of the motivation or social service point of view we'll have to think. Then next, desire to get respectability. This is very important. So the we cannot say I am a doctorate person and give me the respect. No, the respect can come only by your behavior, your intellect, and your knowledge. That's it. So according to that, automatically, suppose the number of persons sitting over there in front of you, and out of that, one of the person has having a lot many research publication. He is the scientist and he has developed the new things which public can use. So definitely we are focusing on that particular person instead of rest of mob. Understood? So that kind of the respectability, we the kind of the respectability, the remarkable persons are in India, as like Abdul Kalam ji. You can focus on this Tata. So these are the respectable personality because they are taking care of their person. They are taking care of their employees also. Understood? So that kind of the respectable consideration through research also we can perform. It is not like that I have to go for the election. I have to do the political things. I have to do some social things. I have to go in the public and then I will have to do. No, research itself gives the noise to the other person that this kind of the work has been done and you can utilize this for sake of your safety, sake of your comfortable life. So likewise, the desire to get the respectability. So these are the few kind of the motivation in case of the research. Of course, money matters. So money is ultimately coming after doing the things very well. So that automatically coming. So that is a kind of the motivation also. We can see in our organization also the some peoples are very dedicated. They are coming on time, they are going on time, but their work is also what we can say, they are utilize each and every second of their stipulated time, mentioned time. So that kind of the also motivation of the research. And some peoples are also there, they are coming anytime, they are not doing the things, they are just showing, making show off and all that. So instead of that, you will have to perform your action because as a researcher or as a person, it's our duty, keen duty, to perform our duty very well in a stipulated span of time. It is not like that some person is saying that in the organization that I am waiting more than 2 hours as per the expectation. So it's of no use if you are waiting or if you are standing or if you are working in your organization unnecessarily for the show off. It's of no use. Understood? So that's why it is very important. So motivation of research is very important. Now my master students motivation, generally I have to publish 2 papers so that I can crack my master's degree very well. That was their motivation at that stage. Every stage these kind of the things are changes. Okay, so this is about the motivation of the research. Basically in the research area, in scientific area, in your area also. Understood? It is not like that research paper publication, social activity is the only things that I need to follow and through which I can get the satisfaction. It is not like that. Understood? It is not like that. So you will have to perform the duty in a such a way that in a motivational manner. See, as a what we can say, as a team member, as an employee, what we are doing, we are performing the duties, we are performing our role in a point of view that a company can satisfy from our actions, from our work, and a company can believe on us for the higher post and so on. So such kind of the desirable things are there in our mind. So this is a kind of same nature in case of the research also. Are you getting it? Have you understood this?
Yes, sir.
Okay, okay, good. So now these are the basic things while doing the research and all. Now we'll see the next parameter related to the research, that is types of research. There are the various types. It is not like that only single type is there and that we need to follow for our project, for say our secondary project. No, because as I already told you, many of my second year students have spent their 4 to 5 months, third semester into the searching of the topic, so which is not good at all, because they will not complete their master degree in particular span. That I think always, and that happens many times. So that's why student must know the what kind of the research types are there and what I am feasible in which research I can do from my point of view, which kind of the research. That is very important, and that you should convince to your mentor, to your guide, to your external. That is also kind of the skill. One of my student 2017 batch, he has taken mathematical modeling as a research work. So he has done all the derivative calculation, integration calculation. He has done the mathematical modeling. He has used the MATLAB and the codes he has prepared. So externals also don't know the things related to this coding and all that. Understood? So, but he has convinced the things in a such a way that why I did this and how I can correlate these things with the application point of view. So that was ultimate thing, because initially I also didn't understand his research, what he is explaining. But while coming in the progress, initial progress phases we are going to conduct for the students. So in that progress, he has explained me the lot many things, lot many base, lot many research papers, and through which he has developed what kind of the coding. So likewise, his project was outstanding on that year, and he has got almost 90% mark. His CGPA, I think 9 point something. So likewise, things are there. So you must know the types of research very well. So I'll tell you, there are the few kind of the research I have mentioned over here. It does not mean that these are the only type. No, these are the basic things I have discussed. I am discussing with you, but basically these moreover the types are related to these things. So one by one I'll explain. First is descriptive research. In case of the descriptive research, what happened? I am going to take a reference of another author, another research paper, through which I have find out the idea, what he has done, what parameters he has studied, what things actually he did, and what year he has published this paper. But because year matters, understood? Many times what happened, year-wise changes are occurs. Improvement is always there. If suppose I am doing research on particular topic, suppose water bottle, so I am doing the research on 19th of Jan. So definitely on 20th there will be the kind of the changes. Someone has referred, someone is doing the things. Understood? So that is always unending activity. Descriptive research means some authors I have to focus according to year, as like suppose I am I want to do the research, descriptive research on this start from this day. So what I should do? I should take a research paper on that particular topics from the year 2015 to till date. Understood? So I will have to study what happened in that particular topic in 2015. After that, in 2016, what kind of the changes has been done by the researcher. In 2017, what improvement they have performed. In 2018, objectives are different, because in 2015, whichever be the paper I have seen, that objectives are totally different as compared to 2018. So I must know it. Understood? So I must correlate these things, last 5 year things, and then I make a research that I'll find out the research gap. What other authors, or what from since 2015 to till date, what has not happened, that I need to find out. And that I said that is called as a research gap. and that would be my research topic. Understood? So this kind of the research we can called as a survey based research or descriptive research. Okay, only finding out the research gap and theoretically make the suggestion on that without any experimentation, without any practical approach. We'll have to make the suggestions. How? Because suggestion only we can make by studying all the things. So that's why suggestions are making by finding the research gap of the previous research papers. So that kind of the research we can say that descriptive research. And remember, descriptive research in our master program is valid only when you should have some kind of the model, you should have some kind of the animation, you should have some kind of the experimentation. Remember, but as a syllabus point of view, I'll discuss about this descriptive research. Now, whatever I had explained, same thing they have mentioned in another word. I'll read it. So descriptive research is nothing but the surveys and fact findings, inquiries of different kinds. From the different research paper, we'll have to do the surveys and fact. After that, the purpose of the descriptive research is to state the affair of exist, whatever kind of the affairs are exist in present situation. So what currently things are going. So that kind of the findings we can call it as a descriptive research. And third one they have mentioned, the researcher has no control over the variables. He can only report what has happened and what is going to happen. Okay, so now here is very important, researcher has no control. This statement is very important because suppose I am doing descriptive study, my role is only finding the variables. I don't want to check that variable experimentally. Understood? So I don't want. Suppose some researcher have thousands of variable. So I just check it. That thousands of variable, what kind of the results we got? That's it. Understand? So that we called as a descriptive research. No control. They can take any kind of the variables. They can publish a paper on that variables also. So this is called as a kind of the descriptive research occur basically in case of descriptive point of view. Have you understood this? Are you getting it? Hello, Ajay, are you there?
Hi, yes, sir.
Sir,
Okay. Yes.
सर डिस्क्रिप्टिव रिसर्च हमको बस सर्वे करना पड़ेगा या मतलब करना क्या क्या पड़ेगा इसमें?
See, in case of the descriptive research, what descriptive research is nothing but your first stage of research project in master program. Understood? This is your first stage because through which you can find out a research gap. Understand?
For example, changing of vehicles day to day life. अभी इलेक्ट्रिक व्हीकल अगर चल रहा है तो उसमें क्या क्या हो सकता है नया, इसके बारे में रिसर्च कर सकते हैं?
Yes, definitely, but that will not be your research project for master program. I'm repeating these things because what happened, whatever be the research you are doing, that is just theoretically findings and giving the suggestions. We don't know that suggestions are going to work practically or not. Understood?
Okay, sir.
So descriptive research of any kind of the descriptive research is related to the first step of your project. म्हणजे जसं मी तुम्हाला बोललो की many students have spent almost 4 to 5 months in the searching the topic. So that searching of topic means descriptive research, and that should require that you have to, as a you student, you have to start from second semester. Then you are get idea till semester 3, and you can actual work start from semester 3 and 4 likewise. Getting it? Okay, Ashish, this is clear.
Yes, sir.
Okay, okay. Now, see, next is analytical research. Now, analytical research means what? The things are only done by the calculation that we called as analytical research. What happened there? So someone, suppose I want to design a single acting cylinder. So analytical research would be what kind of the stroke length, how I can select the stroke length, what should be the formulation of the stroke length. So that is the things that we called as analytical research. This is the second step while doing the research. Basically, many times what happened after finding the research gap, you need to find the design calculations. Suppose I'm developing the gearbox for the Maruti 800 or for two-wheeler, any two-wheeler. So in that case, I must know the gear number of teeth, gear diameters, gear module. So these things I must know. And how I can know? I have to do the analytical calculation by using principles, laws, findings, previous experience. So that is very important, and through which I can do the analytical research. Suppose Newton's second law, F is equal to ma. We are using this directly. Why? Because that law already has been proven by the Newton, and we are taking as a reference for our development. Understood? So that we called as analytical research. So I'll explain, I'll read the things and explain what they have mentioned in the slide. It involves in-depth study and evaluation of available information in an attempt to explain the complex phenomena. Understood? Whichever be the necessary laws, principle I need to apply. It is not like that any mechanism, any concept, there is no any law required. Of course, there is a requirement of laws, principle, but that we must know. We are many time referring stress strain curve and in that Hooke's law. Why Hooke's law? Because that nature follows by that graph. That's why we'll have to consider Hooke's law. Stress is directly proportional to strain. That's it. So likewise, things we need to follow. The researcher has to use a fact or information which are already available and analyze these to make a critical evaluation of material. Of course, this we called as a previous experience, previous research through which I will have to do the analytical calculations that we called as a analytical research. Are you getting it?
Yes, sir.
Yes. Okay. Now, conceptual research. Next thing is conceptual, or we can say experimental research. Of course, the two things are slightly different. I don't know why they are putting or remark in that, but I'll tell you, conceptual research means the conceptual idea. Conceptual patents are also there. So I'm thinking that I will have to use a solar tracking system on aeroplane. That is concept, not at all working. We don't know because experimentation has not been done yet. Understood? So that is a concept. Concept means idea that we need to fulfill. So that we called as a conceptual research. But in case of the experimental, whatever be the concept, we have find that we need to apply, implement, whether that is going to happen or not. That is called as a experimental research. Understood? Just wait. Hello. हॅलो. हा प्रीतम बोल की. हो 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 कॉपी झाले. येस ऐक ना, आज माझे 4 लेक्चर आहेत, म्हणजे 1:30 वाजेपर्यंत लेक्चर्स आहेत, तर दुपारी आला तर बरं होईल. ठीक आहे ना, पण लेक्चर होऊ दे की. बघ मग कसं, म्हणजे मला आपल्या मुलांना डिस्टर्ब नाही झाला पाहिजे अशा पद्धतीने बघ. चालेल चालेल. येस. ओके okay, sorry. Now this is about the conceptual and experimental research. They have mentioned related to the some abstract ideas and theory experiment. Now I'll explain one by one. Can anybody tell me what is abstract? Do you know what is abstract?
Sir, it's a short form of मतलब छोटे-छोटे points जो हम लोग cover करने वाले हैं during our projects.
Yes, abstract is crux, summary of our project. That is called as abstract. Remember, an abstract is always, if you check the research paper, abstract is always first point of the research paper. म्हणजे तो सगळ्यात पहिला येतो. पण abstract हा सगळ्यात शेवटी लिहिला जातो. The truth behind the abstract is that you will have to write at last, because whatever things you have conducted, you have performed, and you have concluded, these things will have to incorporate in our abstract, that these things I am going to do. That is called as an abstract. Okay, so this is about the abstract, and that abstract only will have to find by the conclusion only. Now attempt to establish cause and effect relation. So this we called as a causal relationship. Causal relations means what happened. Just I'll quote here one example. One of my student have done the research, actually UG student have done the research on welding technology. Now he has done the welding technology. He has taken the types arc welding, submerged arc welding, various welding. He has taken the reference. He has not doing any kind of the welding. He has just put the remark that out of these welding, why this welding is superior or better to use. That's it. So that is not cause and effect kind of the research work. That is theoretical work. Understood? So that work has been rejected from panel. Understood? So the causal effect relation should be there. Means a researcher while doing anything, it should be utilized somewhere. It should get outcome or positive point of that somewhere. So that is very important. If it is not, then that research of no matter or no use. Understood? So this conceptual and experimental basic difference is that conceptual is related to the ideas, and experimental is totally related to the implementation, their problems, their lacunas, their conditions, requirements, सगळे बदलत जातात in case of the experimental. Okay, so that we need to find, that we called as a third type of research, conceptual experimental research. After that,
Sir,
yes.
hello. Sir, actually I have a small doubt. Sir, is there any difference between abstract and objectives?
To fulfill that abstract, we need to find out the points that we called as objectives. Understood? Suppose in abstract I have written I have to develop the solar tracking system. Understood? So my objective should be selection of the solar panel. That is my objective. So that is totally different. Understood?
Okay. Okay.
Yes. Okay.
I was supposing that objective and abstract are same. So
no. You see, abstract is a kind of the outcome which we are putting, but objectives that we need to follow. ऑब्जेक्टिव्ह कधीच असे राहत नाहीत की बाबा समजा मला सोलर ट्रॅकिंग सिस्टीम करायचे आणि माझा ऑब्जेक्टिव्ह असेल पॉवर बॅटेज एवढं. दिस विल नॉट बी आर फर्स्ट ऑब्जेक्टिव्ह, दिस विल बी आर लास्ट ऑब्जेक्टिव्ह. फर्स्ट ऑब्जेक्टिव्ह काय असेल, बाबा सोलर पॅनल मला शोधायला पाहिजे, त्याचं डिझाईन करायला पाहिजे. या सिक्वेन्स आपण फॉलो करत जातो आणि त्या सिक्वेन्स मेथोडॉलॉजी मध्ये यूज करतो. सो दिस ऑब्जेक्टिव्ह अँड मेथोडॉलॉजी देर इज अ रिलेशन. म्हणजे जर ऑब्जेक्टिव्ह मी एक 5 इन्क्लूड केलेले असतील, सो दॅट 5 ऑब्जेक्टिव्ह सिक्वेन्शियली आय नीड टू इम्प्लिमेंट इन मेथोडॉलॉजी. सो देर इज अ रिलेशन इन बिटवीन ऑब्जेक्टिव्ह अँड मेथोडॉलॉजी. ठीक. So this is about research. Now many more things are there. I have not quoted over here. I'll explain. Descriptive research, I told you. Analytical research. Now applied research is also important. In case of the applied research, what happened? We need to use someone's work for the development. That we called as applied research. Basically what happened? See, we know the gravity force. And Newton has explained any component which we can throw in air that can get down at any cost. Correct? Why? He has applied that things. He has experimentally done that things, and then he has used this statement, his law, gravity law. Understood? So that applied research we have to follow everywhere. As like, see, while suppose again we'll take the example of cylinder also, single acting cylinder which will stand vertically. Okay. Now, while designing the cylinder, automatically while moving bottom dead center, it should not have any kind of the separate force. Understood? Separate efforts आपल्याला काय घ्यायला लागत नाहीत कारण due to gravity it comes. But while moving away from the or opposite to the gravity, there is a effort. Understood? So this kind of the applied research while designing the things we need to use, as I have quoted here the example of gravity. Many more things are there. Now basic research, I told you basic research means what? Only informative research through which I can get only ideas, only concept, that's it. Then quantitative research. Quantitative means what? Suppose in a batch or in a mass quantity, I am going to produce the nut and bolt arrangement or nut and bolts. In that, while maintaining the quantity, I should maintain the quality also. So in case of the quantitative research, basically what happened, the number of batch or the batch in that case, what number of nut and bolts are there that are really what we can say as per the dimension, really as per the design, that is very important. So that we called as a batch production, and through which, because many times what happened in case of the batch production, 4 to 5 components are get damaged or 4 to 5 component are not meeting as per the our requirement or as per the design requirement or as per the drawing requirements. In that case, these parts are get rejected and whole batch also get rejected. Understood? So quantitative research means while doing the production mass quantity, there is the number of the machineries sequentially it can be used, so that machineries need to maintain properly. Understood? Through that only will get the quantitative kind of the research, basically in terms of the industrial point of view. Now researcher point of view काय होईल याच्यात? In case of the quantitative research, suppose in case of that I'll take the example of chassis. The chassis of many kind, many research paper available on chassis, because everywhere automobiles are using, every person in the world they are using the 4-wheeler, 2-wheelers and this thing. So while designing a chassis, if you search on Google, you will get thousands of paper on chassis. Why? Because every vehicle demand is different, load is different. I cannot use same chassis for Maruti 800 and Swift, because load conditions are different, areas are also different, and so on. And so these kind of the things are there in case of the quantitative research. In that case, suppose my topic is related to chassis and I know yeah, thousands of papers are already published, how I can do the research? So through which we'll have to find the gap, that is called as a quantitative research. Though lot many work has been done previously, still I am going to find the research gap, that is the quantitative kind of the quantitative research. Example, we are using water bottles. So water bottles, it is not like that same design we are using everywhere. Understood? आपण सगळ्याच water bottles सारख्या आहेत अशा नाही आहेत. Of course they are carrying water, but their shape, their design is everywhere different. Understood? Why this? This is called as a quantitative research, because water bottle purpose is that to save or to store the water. So I can manage that purpose any kind of the design by making any kind of design. So that we called as a quantitative research. Understood? या गोष्टी समजल्या का रे बाळांनो? तू काय काढून घेणारस काय? त्यानंतर 1 वाजता आता माझं ह्यांचं 11 पर्यंत आहे. हा आणि परत 11 नंतर हा सव्वा मी बोलवायला येतो तुला वाटलं आताच करतो. ओके, हॅव यू अंडरस्टूड दिस?
Yes, sir.
Ashish? Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Sampada, are you there?
Yes, sir.
Ajay also there. 3 members are there. No problem. हा आता एक आठवलं म्हणून सांगतो. हॅव यू फील्ड द एक्झाम फॉर्म अँड ऑल दॅट? सगळ्या गोष्टी भरल्या का रे तुम्ही? टेल मी.
हो सर भरले.
येस, कारण काय होतं, एक्झाम फॉर्म जर भरला नसेल तर रिस्पेक्टिव्ह कॅन्डिडेट हा एक्झामसाठी इलिजिबल राहत नाही. त्यासाठी मी एवढे रिमाइंडर आणि या सगळ्या गोष्टी पाठवत असतो. दुसरी गोष्ट, मी जास्त मेसेज करत बसत नाही तुमच्या ग्रुपवर. रिझन इन ऍक्च्युअली दॅट यू आर समवॉट मॅच्युअर अँड यू नो द थिंग्स. इट इज नॉट लाईक UG स्टुडंट की बाबा टीचर सांगत बसलाय अँड सो ऑन. So I think yesterday night also I have sent the form regarding what we can say, anti-ragging. So that is the requirement of government. I think Ajay Gund has sent me the reply. So you also send it through the mail. I'll quote my mail ID also. I think I have sent the mail to you regarding exam form and all that. So just copy that mail ID and send it to me. So this is a kind of the procedure that we need to follow. So next point is I'll discuss qualitative research. Of course, we'll have to maintain the qualitative research. Suppose, as I told you in the publication, there are the two kinds of the research publications are there. One is called as a paid publication. म्हणजे काय? We'll have to pay some money. Okay, paid publication. And second thing we'll have to say unpaid publication. Unpaid म्हणजे काय? We don't have publisher, we don't have required money. We just want the knowledge to share. So moreover, the qualitative research can be unpaid journals. Of course, the patients are required because unpaid journals required to publish a research paper at least 1 year. मी तुम्हाला हे 1 वर्ष आधीच सांगतोय. 1 वर्ष एका रिसर्च पेपरला पब्लिश करायला लागतो, चांगल्या रिसर्च पेपरला. तर तुमच्याकडं सेकंड इयरचा आहे, म्हणजे सेकंड इयरला तुम्ही प्रोजेक्ट करणार आहात, तर तुम्ही एवढं अलर्ट असलं पाहिजे की बाबा एक 4-5 महिन्यात तुमचा रिसर्च टायटल तयार झालं पाहिजे. इफ यू रिक्वायर्ड एनी हेल्प यू कॅन कॉन्टॅक्ट मी डायरेक्टली. आणि त्याच्या थ्रू आपण ऍट द एंड ऑफ फर्स्ट सेमिस्टर विल हॅव टू इन द प्रोसेस ऑफ पब्लिकेशन ऑफ फर्स्ट रिसर्च वर्क. ह्या पॉइंट ऑफ व्ह्यू तुम्ही विचार करा. इन केस ऑफ द क्वालिटेटिव्ह आय वुड से chassis design. Example, many have done this chassis design, but suppose while Tata, Bajaj, these companies, while referring the design, they will have to take this research paper. They will have to check the parameters whether that are up to the mark or not, and that can be cross-checked by brainstorming team. Of course, R&D team is considered as a brainstorming team. In that they have discussed the part, and then the qualitative kind of the things are there. So lot many you can see now BS4 bikes are there, and in that lights are automatically available in day and night every time when I start the vehicle. So that is a kind of the research they have done through the quality point of view. Of course, there are some kind of the drawbacks are also there, but they have decided that need as per the demand, as per the BS4 consideration. So that is a kind of qualitative research. Okay. Now conceptual research, I told you, I have already explained you. So just write down type of research म्हणा. हे पॉइंट्स लिहून घ्या, तुम्हाला लक्षात राहतील. Just write down in your notebook types of research. लिहून झालं की सांगा मला. I'll be back within a minute. Just wait.
संपदा मैम, आर यू देयर?
Yes.
मॅम ट्राय करा ना दोघींना कॉल करायला, वेदिका आणि प्रतिभा मॅमला, ज्यांनी समजा एक्झाम फॉर्म नाही भरले त्यांना.
Okay, ठीक आहे.
हा.
Okay, have you done this?
Yes, sir.
Okay, now we'll move toward the next point, scientific method. So this is very important. So basically, while performing the research, we need to find out the objectives, we need to find out the methodology, and we need to find out the research papers also. Understood? So this kind of the scientific method while doing research. Now one by one I'll explain. While finding the objectives, we must know first research gap. The sequence should be, while doing the research, is that you will have to study more than 30 research paper first on that particular topic, whichever you are interested. Rather, through that 30 papers, you need to find out the research gap, what has not done by the previous researcher, and that we need to find out research gap. After finding research gap, we need to develop the objectives. After developing the objectives, we need to fulfill that objectives through methodology. And after methodology, I need to go for the self-criticism. Self-criticism means what? Really, whatever be the objective which I have considered, which methodology I have considered, it is workable. It has not done anywhere in the world. So that I need to check it from Google, from various sources, various NITs, IITs, libraries are there. You can directly get the topics easily from IIT, NIT library by sitting on one click on your laptop. Understood? So that things is very important. Self-criticism, because many students, what happened, they are doing research and they're thinking that I am the only person, I am the single one that who is doing the research and I'm great and all that. But at finally, if he or she has spent too much time in that research, he has get some findings, and if they, while presenting these findings, he came to know, that already done since last 2 years back. So in that case, the time is wasted, no direction, and of course the project get rejected. So that's why self criticism also there. That's why we are allotting गाईड हे प्रत्येक रिसर्चरला असतात किंवा मास्टर प्रोग्रामसाठी आपण वी आर अलॉटिंग द गाईड. वाय? they are giving the path, they will give the direction, they know what kind of the topic we need to take at this level. So this kind of the scientific methods are there. Just write down the crux point. First, write down in scientific method, finding studying the literature or study of literature, Literature means research papers, huh? Study literature. Second, objectives. Second, objectives. Third, methodology. Fourth, self-criticism. Self-criticism. Okay, so these are the scientific methods. Now we'll move toward the next point. Research approach. Already we have studied the quantitative and qualitative approach. In case of the quantitative, I told you there is a condition inferential. It is nothing but survey based. Experimental and simulation means we'll have to finding out the detail study, and through which we'll have to finding out the single one that we called as optimized study. Understood? So research approach already I told you. Just write down this point. आणि खाली लिहिलेले फक्त points लिहा. Inferential means what? Survey based structure. Experimental and simulation means construction of the artificial environment. So we have to simulate the things. Just write down these points. In case of quantitative research. Actually, this is additional point. For your sake of understanding, you can write. Have you done this? Hello, have you done this?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now write down qualitative research. Here they have mentioned same point in other words. जे underline points आहेत ते फक्त point wise लिहून घ्या. Done this? In case of qualitative we'll have to write the subject, that is subjective assessment. Of course, the focus group, interviews, brainstorming session, R&D team. So these things we need to follow. Now we'll move toward research approach. Research approach. This is very important. Now, basically, while doing the research approach, again, two types are there, which are same as we have studied, that qualitative and quantitative. In case of the quantitative, same thing, we'll have to refer the data, number of surveys we need to find out, number of experimentation we'll have to check, and finally we'll make the optimization of the model through this research approach that we call as a qualitative approach. In case of the quantitative, what we are going to do, we'll have to select out of the 10 quantities, whichever be the best and which are the best parameter, that will be the we'll have to select for our research. That kind of the research approach we'll have to perform. So same kind of the research approach we have seen. Now, in case of the elaboration, they have mentioned the elaborated description regarding this qualitative approach. So I'll just read it because already we have discussed about this. This approach is concerned with subjective assessment of attitudes, opinion, and behavior. Understood? So, of course, attitude means we'll have to check rest of the things, what going on, what companies are doing, and what I am doing as a owner. So that kind of the things we'll have to search. Opinions, we'll have to discuss the things with the scientist, with the brainstorming session, with the experienced persons, and we'll have to define the things. Collect a non-numerical data. Non-numerical means we'll have to get just digits, just values regarding this, whether it is fruitful or not, yes or no, in that case. And then we'll have to define the things behind requirement of that particular things. Now, generally the techniques of focus group, interviews, and these things, depth interviews, that is very important in quality while maintaining the quality, because they know the path, they know what kind of the development till date happens. So that we'll have to find out. Now, significance, importance of research. This is very much important. As we have seen, the motivation of the research is the different thing. Significance is different thing. Significance means the requirement which can be fulfilled, sudden requirement or direct requirement of the public society, that we need to fulfill, that we call it as a significance, importance of research. Now, in case of the significance, you can just check. Research provides the basis for newly or nearly all government policies in economic system. So that is the importance of research. Suppose I'm using research on this chassis design or car design. So first of all, we'll make the audit, will have to approved by the government, because you can see in case of two-wheeler, in case of four-wheeler, as per the company, there is the standards of the space, what we can say, spacing standard, dimensional standards. We cannot say that I have launched 2000 in 2019 Swift car, and same Swift car I am going to launch in 2022. So I will have to increase the length of that Swift car and make a length like Innova. No, not at all allowed, because there is a consideration and there is a policies of the government. While launching the vehicle, we have to already pass the quality audit, already pass the dimensional audit, and through which we'll have to finding the things. Understood? So this we can say that significance of research. Suppose we have done the or someone has developed the water bottle and it cost in 2010 for 10 rupees. Now it cost for 100 rupees. So the increment of price will be there, but it is not like that the water bottle is like a tank we can use. No. So that kind of the policies by the government we need to refer every time. Second, help to sort out all operation problem in an organization. Of course, suppose you are working on casting industry, forging industry, some dies are break or some tools are breaking, and while putting the impression on that particular material, the depth will not maintain as per our requirement. In that case, I will have to change the die. I will have to add the material on that die. So this kind of the actions only when by outcome we'll have to find out. Understood? So these kind of the outcome we'll have to find only by experienced. So this kind of the problem sorting is necessary for the research. Research provide fact and figures for decision making. Now fact and figures, I'll quote one example. Suppose I want to develop a new car and I am a Tata owner, or I am an engineer of Tata, or R&D center head. So what I did, I should learn, I should check all the car details in that particular year of span, what they have given, what facilities rather they have given, what things I will have to implement rather than previous, and that fact and figure I need to study, I need to discuss and then finalize. So this is importance of research. It is not like that I am developing new model of Swift and under that criteria I just change the name of that model and same Swift I have designed and send it to the market. No, it's of no use. While launching the new things, some parameters are changes. Mahindra bikes are there. They have given the sensor system as like four-wheeler. They have given the siren system as like four-wheeler. This kind of the improvement every time they are doing. Every companies are doing these things. Okay, so fact that these things are very important. Then social and human behavioral science to conduct research to seek the solution of its problem. Of course, this approach should be humanitarian approach should be there. It is not like that as Tata has done nano car in the market for the middle class family. So it is not like that we'll have to use Mercedes and by the high class people, and the middle class person always need to drive on two-wheeler cycles. It is not like that. So researchers get the idea that I can prepare this model for middle class also in their budget. So this kind of the also done by the research only. It is not like that sudden idea came in mind. No, from the previous experience it can be directly get. Now research is being conducted and it is of utmost important to every discipline. Of course, if there is a no research, I would say no improvement. Suppose same thing in your work field also. If you are doing work, if you are sportsman, if you are employee, senior, junior engineer, if you are not improving day by day from your end, so you will stuck, your knowledge gets stuck there and company will not require such kind of the employees. Understood? So we'll have to make the improvement by research only, and researcher comes basically from the observation. Understood? Observation, readings are required for maintaining this significance of research. So lot many things are there in research. So just write down these few points. significance of research. Have you done this?
No, sir. Wait for a while.
Yes, yes, you can write here. Okay.
Done, sir.
Yes. Now, same significance they have mentioned in another point of view. I'll just read it. Same points. The role of research. We are learning from the research point of view, researcher point of view. The role of research in several fields has greatly increased in modern times. Of course, that's why research is there. The increasing complex nature of the problem have focused attention on use of research in solving operational problem. Critical problem we can solve by the research. That is also one kind of the significance. And the very important, we can see, to those students who are to write a master's or PhD thesis, research may means careerism or a way of attain highest position in their structure or in their social service. That is also significance of research. हे सगळं आहे असं लिहू नका, तुम्हाला समजेल अशा पॉइंट मध्ये लिहा. Write down this significance of research.
Sir, is there any difference between field and industry?
Which industry?
Whatever. For example, production is an industry. Service is another industry.
Yes.
Software act is another industry. So, is there any difference between field and industry?
Field and industry, you are saying?
Yeah.
Yes. See, field and industry is totally different. Why? Field is related to the particular things. Quality, it is a kind of field of that particular industry. Quality department is there. R&D department is there. That is the separate field, because quality person cannot be work on R&D department. So this field is totally different, and company occupy these fields. Understood? It is not like that star group of company or Sanjay Godawat having only one company. No, number of companies are there and their fields are defined. Understood?
Yes, sir.
By the way, I don't know about you also. Ashish, what you are doing exactly? Let me know. Are you
So
doing
actually,
job?
no, sir, I'm not doing job. I have 8 years of Apollo.
Okay.
Actually, I have showroom of Apollo tires.
Okay. Where?
Yeah, at my hometown,
No, no, where exactly?
Washim.
Location. Washing.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. What about you, Ajay?
Ajay and me are from same college, sir.
You're from same college, but Ajay is doing job or what?
Yeah, he's doing job at JCB.
JCB. Pune?
Yeah,
In,
yeah, Pune.
okay. And what about you, Sampada? Are you
No,
doing
sir.
job?
No.
Okay. You're doing full time this course.
Yes.
Okay. And Satyajit, I know it. Satyajit is meeting me every week, once in a week at least. So I know Satyajit. Satyajit, can you explain what you are doing?
Sir, I'm working as a design engineer in subsea company. The company's name is Acker Solution. It is in
Okay.
Hinjawadi. Yes.
Okay. Great. Great. Okay. So now most of the students are doing job. The significance of research we have studied. Now, can I move on next slide? Just write down this
Yes,
point
sir.
here. Okay. Now, another more significant I got from the Google. So I have added over here. You can see the philosopher, thinker, they have done the research for getting new ideas. That is also importance of the research. The literary men and women research may mean the development of the new style of the creative work everywhere this required. In case of the cloth, in case of the machineries, in case of the development of the design. So in that case, these significance are most priority and creative things are there. So for that research is there required. And to analysts and intellectuals, research may be means of the generalization of the new theories. Of course, this we can consider as a IPR, patent activity. So wherever be the new things are there, we'll have to consider or we'll have to quote the patent. So bigger companies are quoting their patents. They are because of that patent, they are having some kind of the what we can say their claim on that particular creativity. So that is the significance. Just write down these 3 points in short words. Okay, these are the basic things. And remember, the subject which we are learning this research methodology is totally related with your second year, totally related because you are taking aware about the actions which you are going to take regarding the project. So you have to start from this date. So that is also the kind of the approach we need to you need to follow basically. Okay, now these are the significance. Next point I'll tell you about the research methods. Research methods. Now I'll tell you research methods means what. Now we have seen the types of the research. Now to fulfill that types, we'll have to follow the methods. It is like I'll go to the type of this. Suppose I'm going to do for the descriptive research. Now method will be for defining this descriptive research. I will have to study only research paper. That is a kind of method. It is not like I will have to do the experimental work in descriptive. No, that will not be our descriptive research. So research method depends on the type of research. So one by one, I'll tell you the method here. In case of the descriptive research, the literature survey or research paper study is the only method for research. Then analytical research, principle, laws and techniques we need to study. These are the only things for this analytical research we called as a methods. In case of the applied research, the development implementation is the only method. In case of the basic research, general guideline creation or historical background will have to collect, that we called as a basic research. In case of the quantitative research, as we have written lot many things in quantitative research, will have to fulfill the requirement as per the current status. That is the research method for this quantitative. In case of the qualitative research, what has been done till date, I will have to improve it in our design. That is called as, this kind of the method is called as, this is a research method for qualitative. And in case of the conceptual idea based research, the method is again similar as a descriptive research, that we need to study the research paper. So these are the basically research methods which are totally related with the objectives and methodology. So a few points I have mentioned over here. Research methods are techniques or methods that are used for to serve the purpose of research. So of course, serve the purpose, you can write in single line, serve the purpose, point number one. Then it refers to the methods that researcher use in performing research operation. Of course, we'll have to define the methods sequentially. Already what happened and what I am going to select, or which I am going to select. So many times what happened, suppose I have to design a boiler. Now in case of the boiler design, as a manual person or as an individual person, it is not possible to me. I will have to purchase the boiler. I will have to test it. Not at all possible. I will have to visit where there is a boiler available. I will have to find the outcomes, and that outcome I have quoted as a objectives and methodology for the researcher. So this is also called as a research method while doing in case of the bigger kind of the research, okay, such as a boiler. Now research method can put into following groups. First group, which includes the methods which are concerned with the collection of the data. Of course, this is a necessary first step, will be used where the data already available is not sufficient to arrive that required solution. आता हे कधी कळेल आपल्याला, once we have to study the research paper, then we come to know that whether this research paper is able to take in our case or not. So that can be only get by researcher study. As I told you in previous session also, research paper studies means not that much simple. It required hardly 4 to 5 days, and you need to understand that. So that's why you have to write the conclusion from your end. तरच तुम्हाला ते लक्षात राहील. तर त्या पद्धतीने जर अभ्यास केला तर ते तुम्हाला रिसर्च प्रॉब्लेम्स हे फाइंड आउट करता येईल. That is the first group, collection of the data. Second group, it consists of the statistical techniques which are used for establishing relation between data and unknown data. Correct? Now, how it comes? It is by the laws, principle, conditions, assumptions, empirical relations that are help us to finding out the research method. Okay. And third group, of course, which are related to the evaluation of accuracy of results obtained. Okay. In case of the first and second group base. So that will be the kind of the research method, 3 groups. In addition to that, I have quoted 2 more points. Research techniques refers to the behavior and instrument used in the performing operation, such as making observation, recording data, techniques of the processing data. So these kind of the additional information also you must know while finding the research method. Another definition I got from another book, that research methods is nothing but behavior of instrument used in selecting and constructing research technique. So these are the basic things. So you just write down the research method 1, 2, 3, 4 group व्यवस्थित लिहा. And In short, don't write all the copy paste things. Understandable points you will have to write. जसं की पहिल्या ग्रुपमध्ये मी लिहिणार डेटा कलेक्शन, सेकंड ग्रुपमध्ये मी लिहिणार मॅथमॅटिकल मॉडेलिंग किंवा द टेक्निक्स और लॉज और प्रिन्सिपल आय शुड यूज. थर्ड ग्रुपमध्ये मी लिहिणार द कॅल्क्युलेशन ऑफ द रिझल्ट्स अँड व्हेरीफाईंग दॅट रिझल्ट्स. दॅट्स इट. Just write down this and let me know after finish this. Done. Done this?
Yes.
So today we have discussed about, I'll just conclude the session because UG sessions are lined up with me regarding division and all that. So in today's session, I'll revise the things. We have seen the type of motivation of the research, what exactly kind of the motivation required for the researcher. After that, we have seen the various types of the research that we have discussed with the examples also. The research approaches, out of that qualitative and quantitative research we have come focusing. After that, we have done the significance, importance of research. So after that, the methods which we need to follow according to the types of the research, that also we have seen in this today's session. So I hope you understood the things. Is there any doubt from your end?
No.
Okay. Okay. So we'll stop here. We'll meet in next session. And as per the schedule, ASA, Advanced Stress Analysis lecture will start on sharp 11:15. Sir will send the link. And let me know MSMB session, Guzar madam, I think is there. So if that session is not going to happen, just call me. Okay, regarding that session, because I was last time I was busy in another UG lectures. So just draft me, text me, or WhatsApp me for that particular subject, because madam is right now not available. So for today's session, I don't know, because day before yesterday she were absent. Now, if that session is not going to happen, just message me. I'll do the some arrangement for that. Okay, so
Okay.
shall we stop here?
Yes,
Yes.
sir.
Okay, so we'll meet in next session. Thank you.